So if I go live, if I do a promotion, if I do a sale, I use my short URL with some type of a descriptor, and then I can track it. That's a whole lot of information for this in particular live, but that's just so that she knows how to change her domain name, but not lose any traffic that could be generated from the replay of this video.
Yes, I'll tell you, I think that's great advice. And it really kind of comes down to just making it easy for people to find you, easy for people to support you. That's pretty much one of the keys to success for your business. So don't make it harder than it has to be. I think that beyond the URL though, I thought she did a great job. And by the way, she did make a comment in the chat. It's funny. I did meet a lady in Philadelphia that was running a preschool that reminded me so much of her. Same enthusiasm, same intelligence. I thought it was great. So I was really proud to watch what she did. So what we're going to do now is we're going to watch all three pitches again right before we vote. And if you wanted to vote early, you could. We allow early voting, no mail-in ballots though. And so here is the link where you can go vote on Twitter. And what I'll do is once we're done playing all the pitches again, I will announce the winner for tonight. And also make sure you subscribe to financialjuneteenth.tv.com. We do this every Monday at 8 o'clock. And some of you who are asking how to get on the list to pitch, we send out our request for pitches on our email list. To get on the email list, you can go to allblackeconomics.com and register. And then I will send out emails and say, hey, we need some pitches for this week's show. Would you like to submit? And what you do is you record a 90-second video on YouTube. You can even record it now and just have it ready so that when we ask for submissions, you'll be ready. And it has to be less than 90 seconds. If it's more than 90 seconds, it's disqualified. So make sure that you read through the quick rules. It's not a long list. And really, what we're going to do is our goal is not so much to criticize you. We're not trying to do that. We want to give you exposure. We want people to see your business. We have to support Black-owned businesses so that we can build a Black economy. And also we need to sharpen Black-owned businesses so that Black-owned businesses can better serve Black consumers. And then you create a healthy relationship where the consumers are supporting Black-owned businesses, not just because they're Black, they're supporting them because they're the best. Okay, so we want Black businesses to be the best. So everybody type best in the chat, the word best. We want to be the best. All right, so hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, once again, have a little adventure and go back into the technology and try to see. And there you go. See, I'm already hitting the wrong buttons. Okay, so I'm going to go back to every pitch. And we're going to start from the beginning. And we'll watch them. Do you want to make a comment in between every pitch, Lanee, or do you want me to just play them all three in a row?
No, I think we just play them all three in a row. We did a really good, thorough job tonight of breaking each one down. So I think we can just kind of get through them.
All right, so here we go. Here's the first one.
Hi, my name is Scott Stewart, and I am one of the co-founders of MusicsPool.com, also known as Pool, a brand new music streaming platform for new and emerging artists. At Pool, our mission is to educate and promote new and emerging recording artists as they seek to live off their art. Here's how Pool works. Just by simply logging on to MusicsPool.com, you immediately be exposed to a plethora of new artists, many of which you haven't heard of, from all genres, from rock to classical to, of course, hip hop and rap. And you can even create your own customized playlist. Now you might be thinking, why another music streaming platform? But what makes Pool so unique is that Pool was actually built by teenagers. So if you're looking for some new music, dive in at MusicsPool.com. Create your playlist today.
All right.
Oh, I gotta say something.
Oh, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, so just because I heard some stuff this time that I didn't hear the first time. So I think that specifically to that one, what I would have pressed on more, what I heard him say that was the thing that was unique was the teenagers created it. I don't think that's the unique piece. I think that that's a dope piece, but that's not the unique piece. He opened with This platform was created for new and emerging artists. These are artists that you haven't heard before. Play that up, yo. Find the artists out here that are looking for a breakthrough. Find the artists out here that are looking for a platform to be heard and to be seen, who are fading into the background on iTunes and on Spotify, because people go to those platforms to look for who they know. Make your platform for the new and emerging artists, where people, a place where people can go to find out what who the next big thing is. Like, that's what makes you unique. Not the fact that you were created by teenagers, but the fact that you're going to come over here and hear music from new and emerging artists that you've never heard before. That is what you need to press on.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the teenage piece is, I feel like it's a good thing in terms of establishing uniqueness, but I agree with you that now you got two things that make you unique, right? Mm-hmm. I think that can be, you can brand based on that as well. Like, look at what these kids did. People like to support things that young people do, right? They just kind of, get excited about that. But then you're right. Kind of saying, look, this is where you're going to find the next big artist. This is where you'll find the artist that nobody's heard of. In fact, when we were doing Fly Nubian Queen TV, the big thing that when we were thinking about our core values as a company, they said, well, what kind of women do you think we should have on the platform? And I said, well, I kind of would love to see the women that I don't see on TV, that I won't see on The View or on CNN, because there's like millions of Black women out here that have strong, intelligent opinions that nobody knows about. Like, so for example, if I was to ask you, if I was to say, for example, who is the most famous Black male attorney in America? You might say Benjamin Crump or Johnny Cochran, rest in peace, or somebody else, right? But if I say, who's the most famous Black female attorney in America? Most people couldn't answer that question, right? So there's millions of Black women that you don't see on TV that have great things to say that really reflect the core of the community, the heart and soul of the community. So that is an example of how we were sort of like, okay, this is what's going to make us unique. And also, when you figure out who you are, that helps you remember who you are, so you don't stray away from what you're supposed to be, and I think that's really important. A lot of people don't know who they are. So, okay, so you ready for the next pitch?
Yep. Sorry about that.
That's okay. You got the Holy Ghost. It's all good. I'm okay with that. All right, so here we go. Here's the next pitch. Ready and go.
Repair business. Shoe repair business is a necessity. This industry is the most underrated industry, but the most potential industry to invest your dollar. This industry, I will educate our people. This industry is for men and women. Shoe repair, leather shoes, heels for women. This industry will create jobs. I am the only one with this outlook, this vision for this industry to revive this industry. I am the youngest in this industry right now with this type of 34 years young. And this is what they call shoe repair. I am a copy. Thank you.
Any quick thoughts before I move on, Lanee?
Nope, same from last.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's a good, I like the business. I think one thing, and maybe it's a cultural issue here, but I don't think you have to go out of your way to tell everybody that you're the only person doing it, that, things like that. Like, I think that you could mention that, but I think it's like, maybe if you have official credentials, like I'm certified in shoe repair and no one else is certified in this or something like that.
I'm the first Black cobbler in Philadelphia and the youngest. I'm making this up, but yeah, to your point, like you want to, but that was the least of the issue.
Yeah. I think he has a good core idea. I think it just has to be delivered a lot better. But I like the idea. I just think, for everybody watching, when you make your pitch, tell us who you are and how we can support you. I think that's really important. So the next pitch is here. I hit the wrong button. See, I'm just hitting wrong buttons all day today. All right, so here we go. Last one.
Hi, My name is Sasha Beckette-Abdullah, and I am a pre-K through 4th grade reading tutor. I have over 13 years of reading tutoring experience, and the name of my reading tutoring business is ABC Learn Tutoring. You can go to my website, abclearntutoring.site, where you will find a list of testimonials from extremely satisfied parents in which they have seen their children's reading levels increase dramatically. Also, their fluency improved tremendously, and their confidence in their reading levels have gone up exponentially. I also make sure that each of my students receive a passage that talks about Black history, Black culture, Black experiences, Black people. Also, I make sure that my students learn about a young Black entrepreneur, as well as a financial literacy term. Also, my tutoring sessions are relationship-based, which means that I place high value on developing a connection with each and every one of my students. You can go to my YouTube channel, Reading is Freedom, in which you will find many different inside looks of my sessions. Please go to my website, abclearntutoring.site. Sign your child up today for their free reading assessment. That is abclearntutoring.site. And yes, I tutor online.
All right. So, Lanee, any extra thoughts about that last pitch?
I still just love it. Like I smile from beginning to end, like just like, oh. And you know, the thing about putting your pitch together is knowing when to put certain things, right? So you watch this pitch all the way through, and right at the end, you're like, okay, but she didn't tell me is it like where I can get it. And right at that moment when your brain is getting ready to say, but is it for me in my city? She said, and yes, we do it online. Like she literally answered it exactly when your brain was thinking it. It was like it was just so good. It was so good. Hands down, that was my favorite of the night.
Well, you know what? I loved it. And I think that one thing I did pick up the second time around is I was really trying to figure out scaling, you know. So if she comes into this space and everyone, you know, acts on the amount of love that it appears that she has based on her excellent pitch, is she going to be able to handle that workload? I mean, because it almost sounded to me like she tutors every student individually, right? And one thing I've seen happen is that if you build a business that's based on your labor, first of all, you can work yourself into the ground, right? That's the first thing, because you're trading time for money, which is tough to sustain. But then two, you may be setting poor, not want to say poor, but you may be setting slightly unrealistic expectations with the potential customer, because they're going to say, well, I want my child working with you, right? And so let's say you get this flood of people that all want your service, and a bunch of the parents, you're like, okay, but I've got this other person who's really competent who's going to work with your child. You may have some people that are disappointed in that, right? I've gone through that. You know, I've gone through it where people, they really think I don't have a team, right? So if they meet me first, they'll think that they're going to be meeting with me all the time. And I say, no, here are these other 10, 15 people that I can't live without. And you'll talk to one of them. Well, I've had people get mad about that, you know? So I think that maybe setting those expectations in the beginning, like hyping up your team, letting them know that you've got a team and that's how you can be more efficient. That will not only manage expectations, but it'll also take the workload off of you. So you don't, because I'm telling you, sometimes success can be as much of a bigger curse than failure, you know, where you've got all these people that want to talk to you one-on-one and you're exhausted. Any thoughts on that, Lanee?
No, you're absolutely correct. As a coach, as a strategist, when I am talking to people, so I do, you know, one-on-one coaching, I do group coaching, things of that nature. Well, sometimes I'm not available for group night and I have to bring somebody else in to lead. And they'll be like, no, we want you to teach us. And I'll be like, I got other things to do. So it's super important when you build your business to build it so that you can have other people come in, because nobody wants to create a business that you have to work like a job. Right? I created my business so I could be over in Tahiti, chilling on the beach, sipping a coconut, and my checks is being deposited in the bank account. You know, for me to do that, I have to have other people that work the business. Now, a very good way for you to do that, I forget her name, Freedom of Teach, I think it was, is when you're doing your pitch, use a lot of we, right? If you use a lot of I, you sound singular. But if you say, we teach, we we whatever, then people are automatically assuming, oh, it's her and her team, or it's the company. So a way to give that illusion is to use we, but also start thinking about how can you scale your business. If you haven't, maybe you do have other tutors, we don't know. But if you don't, start thinking about how to scale. How can you train other people to do what you do? How can you enlarge your team? How can you grow your team? And then when you're pitching, always try to start using we so that others will believe that it's more than just you.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Because, one of the things is that as we as Black people are learning how to be entrepreneurs again, I mean, I believe we're the originators of everything. I mean, our new film that we just put out, Happy, is directed by Taki Grant. It goes all the way back. It shows how modern economic systems really started in ancient Africa. And by the way, if you go to blackmovienight.net, I'll put the URL on the screen. You can actually join us for the screening of this film. It's really, really good. I'm going to try to find the URL, I'll put it on the screen. But the key idea is that when you're talking about building a business, you don't want to just work yourself into the ground with your business. There's a URL if you want to see the movie. You can get your ticket on there. But you don't just want to build your business so that you're working yourself half to death. I know people that make $500 an hour who are miserable because they always have to work. And it's interesting because they've achieved the dream of having like more clients than they could ever, work with. But it's like you can only scale so far. That business can only grow so much. And every time it grows, a part of you will erode. That the cost of growth is erosion of your mental and physical health. You're working yourself into an early grave. So you get to the point where you're this great lawyer and you're making $500 an hour and you've got an unlimited number of clients and the toll on your mental and physical health is unbelievable. So if you want to teach your kids a skill that's going to really give them a chance to maybe become a millionaire, billionaire status, put them in spaces where they can learn systems and delegations, or systems and delegation, and also maybe supplement that with relationship management. A person that knows systems really well, how to develop systems and processes, like Lanee is really good at that. That's how I started working with Lanee. Lanee is the queen of processes. I'm not so good with processes, so Lanee and I will talk, and her brain is structured in a certain way, so it really helps me because I'm kind of the big picture guy. And Lanee is the person who says, okay, here's step 1, step 2, step 3, right? That's very important. But if you have systems, and you have delegation within those systems, then you're able to, instead of working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, you can work 6,000 hours a week because you're delegating tasks to other people. And also relationship management is important because when you incorporate people into your system, you want to maintain those relationships so that you can all work together as a team. Like they have that old saying, that old African proverb that says, what is it? If we want to go fast, we go alone. If we want to go far, we go together. So if you want to make that quick money, that short money, then do it by yourself. Keep doing the slave routine, work until you become the highest paid slave on the plantation, if that's what you want to do. But if you want to go far, if you really want to scale, if you want to build something massive, something big, something intergenerational, something that will live after you're dead, then you have to have a system. You have to have processes. You have to have people, right? Okay. Do we get that? Give me a yes or no in the chat if you get what I'm saying. If you agree, type amen in the chat. Okay, so Lanee, I've been tallying the votes, and we're not going to do a recount. So I can announce the winner whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, winner, drum roll, please. All right. So the winner, as declared by the fake news, Lanee and Boyce, is ABC Learn Tutoring. ABC Learn Tutoring got 73.9% of the vote. And Men's Shoe Repair and Scott Stewart tied at 13% of the vote. So congratulations to ABC Learn Tutoring. Congratulate that sister in the chat. Give her a digital round of applause for doing an excellent job and really setting a wonderful example for all of our budding business owners. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur or a wantrepreneur or whatever the case may be. This is a great place for you to learn. So Lanee, before we bounce out of here, and I'll put the URL on the screen where you guys can make sure you subscribe to financialjuneteenth.tv.com so that you can be notified and you can join us every week when we do this Mondays at 8 o'clock. Lanee, do you have any parting words as we head out for today?
just, man, keep being Black, keep doing good business. You know what I'm saying? I know the stereotypes and the world is trying to come against us and for us every day, but just keep doing good business. You know what I'm saying? Good customer service. If you are not sure what to do with your business or how to do your business, you can definitely go to Fly Nubian Queen, Fly Nubian Money, Fly Nubian Business. There's the Black Business School. You can follow me online on any social media platform at I am Lanee Javet. We show up here on Monday nights for Life's a Pitch because we want to see our businesses elevate, get to the next level, do better. You know, our puppy's over here. we show up here because we believe in our community and what we do. And I'm just super excited to be here and be a part of it. Any way that I can help you, please let me know.
All right. I love it. And if you could hit the thumbs up button before you go. And if you want to get a Black Wealth calendar for 2021, feel free to go to blackwealthcalendar.com. That's right there on the screen. And also for those of you that are interested in trying to submit a pitch, you can do that. We send out requests for pitches to our email list. Get on the list, get on the list, get on the list. Not only do you get a chance to submit your pitch, you get a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar. You also get tons of free information from the Black Business School. We are better than your local HBCU. We are better than whatever university you spent $100,000 learning from, because we are masters and experts at Black wealth, at generational wealth. We are masters and experts at closing the racial wealth gap. All the things that other people can't figure out and can't solve, we've already solved those problems. We already know the solution. Where else, anywhere, can you learn from people like Dr. Claude Anderson? Nowhere. But Powernomics is the economic Bible for the Black community. So the Black Business School embraces Powernomics principles so we can build a better future for ourselves, for those of you that want to grow and want to learn. And that's why we do these things. So allblackeconomics.com is the URL. And also, if you have kids, you want to take a look at our financial workbooks and flashcards, there's the URL there, financialworkbooks.com. So feel free to go take a look at that as well. Remember, you want to get your kids started on these ideas early. Treat this like your economic religion in a way where you want the kids to not even remember the first time you ever started talking to them about investing, or not remember the first time you talked to them about owning their own business, or not even remember the first time that they learned that owning real estate is a good thing, or learn that wealth is more important than income. That's really important that you do this because this is going to be the game changer for our people. And you guys are a part of this mission. So thank you guys for giving us your time and hanging out with us. We'll be back next week. And we'll send you a text notification out. If you text the word Boyce to 31996, I'll send you a text right before we go live just to remind you. So thank you guys. Please have a good evening. And I appreciate it. Thank you, Lanee.